Hello there, everyone. Been a long day at work, so we're going to just take advantage of that and have a look at the newest race moment, the Las Vegas one. Everything all right? Basically, we are playing as Ferrari and we need to score at least to the 33 points. Leclerc is racing for the lead. Sainz continues to fight through the pack after an early spin. Can they go all in on a strategy we'll call Red Bull's bluff and deliver a dazzling result for the Scuderia? So we do start with a safety car, and that basically means that we're going to have to make a decision here. If we say jump in, put on the second set of fresh tires, or if we, live with our current situation and go in a little bit later. But yeah, let's have a look at where we're at and what we can do. So Leclerc has everyone in pretty close section behind him. Verstappen might stay out, Russell might stay out. A lot of cars here are going to pit though, let's be honest. Gasly is no way he's staying out. Well, he might actually pit too. The AI in this game is very aggressive on pitting, so we might be seeing that. But currently, honestly, Leclerc is fine with the amount of tire that he has. But the problem is, of course, the fact that it's not going to really last till the end. And pitting more than once here is kind of a death sentence. So I'm a little bit uncertain if we want to stay out or if we want to take the pit. What we could do with Charles is stay out, go super aggressive on the restart, and do another hard stint. But as you can see, even on full attack, it doesn't actually... What we could do is actually pit Charles, and that would allow us to actually just run both drivers full attack on those hard tires till the end. And that is probably going to be the quickest thing we can hope for, because it gives us that little bit of extra tire life that makes this viable. The other thing that might be viable, no, we don't really have any other tires for Charles. So for Leclerc, that's the only thing that is optimal for us, to pit, go on attack. We're probably going to lose out a few positions, but I think it would still be viable. And as you see, we kind of have the same setup here for Sainz, where we just go in, we pit. We're around these hards probably light or so for the first couple of laps. Well, to be fair, it's probably going to be fine just relaxing under the safety car to get this done. But even at 90% here, because of the timing of the safety car, this is actually one of those times where pitting is the correct choice. And of course, we can have Verstappen, Russell, Gasly, Piastri, Ocon here. All of these guys stay out. But if they do, they're kind of going to put themselves too in a bad position where we should be more than capable of overtaking in that event. So with Ferrari here, we're going to go ahead and pit both cars. Again, might sound silly to pit with so much tire left, but seeing that we will be able to run full attack till the end if we do, I feel like it is the correct choice here, so to speak. So let's get that underway, and we'll have a look here at the gaps. So there's no real gaps here for pitting, but as I said, you can see Stroll, Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, everyone goes in here under the safety car. So the question now is going to be, can we navigate the safety car traffic in a good way? And Leclerc did that. He came out in second. Sainz is unfortunately down in ninth, but keenly here. We have Verstappen in seventh. So honestly, not too bad. We'll definitely be happy with how those pit stops went, and that is kind of the key point. Now for Leclerc, this means that we'll basically have the same tires as Perez, so if we're going to get anything done here, we're going to have to overtake him basically immediately and get going. But as I said, with Leclerc, we might just play it a little bit slow. Gasly here, Piastri, both of them are going to have really ailing tires. We see the same thing with Albon. So once the restart gets going, things are going to get really, really interesting, I think. And interestingly here, we have Bottas setting the fastest lap under a safety car. That is a tad silly, but yeah. Objective, 33 points. Currently we have 18 plus 2, 20. A little bit behind where we need to be.
Safety car in this lap.
But I wouldn't be concerned. We're going to go...
Next lap.
I think we're just going to go aggressive here, because we already saved a little bit of tire. And looks like it's a decent restart. Sainz, how's he looking? Okay, he's locked into his place, more or less, but yeah. As one might expect, this is kind of what we were hoping for, and it's actually pretty good here that we are creating a gap to Stroll. It's the more gaps we create in the potential DRS train, the easier of a time Science is going to have to get back into this. And that is going to, as I said, be kind of key here. But for now, we'll just speed things up. Science is running in 9th, but it looks like he might get the Williams here, maybe into braking. We'll see. Not really. So now that we're getting the DRS, we should be seeing potential chance at launching an attack. You can see we have saved a bit of tire. Degradation shouldn't be too high on these tires anyways. But the main concern is, of course, getting overtakes done. Now, Science is basically running inside of the Williams ahead. And Leclerc has actually pulled off the overtake.
Here's the replay.
So let's have a quick look at that.
7th corner. It's certainly inviting.
Pretty good. That works out in our favor. And next up then is Science. While we'll still keep on pushing with Leclerc, because we want to create a gap to Perez now. We don't want to use our tires to pull him along with DRS. So the quicker we create a gap, the better. But you can see Verstappen here is just flying through the field. He's already up into 4th place, and we're still stuck in 9th. So we might need to tune up the risk a little bit here for Science, just up to medium. I feel like we're going to have to, because as you can see, Stroll here really quick. DRS there, back after 2 laps. And yeah, I'm kind of spooked here about Verstappen. We might need to slow down a little bit and play it safer. Sainz finally gets Albon.
Now we're watching Carlos Sainz here. There's the opening.
Takes the advantage of getting the inside next corner, but basically me was virtually done by that time. So I'll have to see what I do with Leclerc here. Currently we are still, pushing. But we aren't actually getting anything done, really. Sainz here versus the Alpine. Can we keep in front? We can. Up into 7th place. I'm kind of undecided what I should do with Leclerc, but we're actually going to tune him down to standard. Because Verstappen is going to catch us. And if we can, create a little bit of a slower train for the rest of the pack, it's going to benefit Sainz in the long run. And Sainz is doing the same thing Verstappen was doing, just eating a car a lap here. Does it pretty quick. But as you can see, we've used a bit more tire than the rest. But as you can see, Perez, Verstappen, both of them are actually still pushing. So we'll have to manage the gap in a good way. And just kind of try and stay with it. Now, Sainz should fly by Piastri here. Piastri's on all the tires. He does that with the DRS zone. So I think the play might actually come down to us saving a little bit of tire and fighting on the last few laps. That might be the best option here, unless we see them tune down a little bit. I think we're seeing that from Perez right now. So what we could do is that we're going to switch back to Harvest. Perez is probably going to overtake us here. And we're going to get full energy, then we'll do a push. And I think that should be enough that we can actually get away again. Now, Sainz in 5th here would be worth 10 points, so if we can get Leclerc in 1st, that should be more than enough that we are covered for the goal of the challenge, if you will. And I think that is doable. But the main thing here now is actually that Sainz isn't catching us in any way, shape, or form. So the fact that we're using more tire is worrisome. But yeah, Leclerc is back in 1st. Didn't really want him back in 1st just yet, but he has pulled it off. And if we stay ahead on this straight, I think we're going to go ahead and try and push now. See if we can get away. Push you a little bit as well. It's just 13 laps to go, so pushing is somewhat negative for us if we can't do what Leclerc has kind of pulled off here, gotten the gap going. Now, they still have DRS, so the gap isn't fully instated, and they'll be catching us somewhat. But the question now is going to be, can Leclerc reinstate that gap? And that's probably going to be a little bit difficult. Yeah, as you can see, they're just staying within on the DRS straights here. But now I think Leclerc has managed to get the gap. But the question is, if the Red Bulls end up switching places back and forth, is Leclerc going to be able to stay ahead. And
Just a reminder.
that is going to be the main concern here, particularly now that we run out of energy. For Sainz, however, he is catching up to Stroll. So Stroll's going to be part of the picture in a second. But Leclerc has actually gotten away pretty neatly here. So that is definitely what we like to see. And tire-wise, we're still looking somewhat decent. Sainz is going to have way weaker tires than Red Bull come the end. But the same can be said for Leclerc. And as I said here, because they are DRSing off each other, they will be able to close us down somewhat. And that is, of course, slightly concerning. But Sainz up into 4th position now is great. The question is, can we close down 5 seconds to the Bulls? And get Sainz on the podium here. Stroll with the lockup, that means that we are free to run. Means life is a lot simpler for Sainz. And I think at this point, we can just also speed up the time a little bit. So currently we're about 2 seconds. The Red Bulls are going to be gaining on the straights because, well, they are DRSing off each other. But crucially, if they don't get the overtake done, they're going to most likely slow each other down on the corners. And we are kind of seeing that here with Sainz not really closing down on this lap, but I believe he closed down on the previous one. 3/10. So it's going to be close. I think Sainz is going to run out of tire before he catches the Red Bulls, unfortunately. So that is just a limitation of the car, one could say. But we did make a honorable effort here, and getting him up to 4th is probably something we can be happy with if he retains it. Paul Leclerc is still extending the gap, and he has more tire to play with than Sainz does. Probably should have tuned Sainz down from attack when he was running behind all those other cars while waiting for the DRS to open up. That probably would have benefited him more. So yeah, it's my fault too. Should have planned it a little bit better, should have thought about it. But right now, Sainz is flying compared to the Red Bulls. Are they slowing down? No, they were just a bit slower on that last lap, but gaining half a tenth is still great. 5 laps though is too little. But if Sainz catches them, this could still get very, very interesting. Sainz also has fuel, and he also has energy to push. So we're actually going to deploy here right now, because we have basically 3 laps to get this done once we cross the line. And we need to get within DRS, and we need to get within DRS quick if we are to launch any sort of an attack. And within this lap, hopefully, we can actually do that. Let's see what we can actually play with Sainz. We can see the Bulls, but we just don't have enough resources here to get within DRS, and that is the main issue that is preventing a Sainz podium. Okay. We might be able to get, we might be able to get within DRS now. Safety car has been deployed. That is a sad, sad end to this, because we were so close. We could actually have a fight with the Red Bulls.
And there's the contact. And that's not what they would have had in mind when they woke up this morning.
Stroll, you muppet. I get flashbacks to the Monaco, where they just pop Stroll onto the screen when something happened there. But yeah, that is very unfortunate. We'd have one more lap to go for after this, which of course could have changed things a bit. Sainz was within DRS. He had nothing to play with, as we said, but even then, that could have ended way different had we... Oh, safety car is end. Well, you can't race to a line anyway, so doesn't matter.
Amazing. And P1.
That's it. We beat the Red Bulls, but honestly, if we had the opportunity there, Sainz could potentially have gone on the podium at the very least. But Sainz got some sort of how should I put it, band-aid for the pain he suffered during practice, the car getting ripped apart. So at least a little bit of solace there. But yeah, that is very, very sad that the safety car took away that last lap of glory, if you will. Yeah, we did beat the challenge, so 7 points. Pretty straightforward here. Just pit early under that safety car, get an extra hard tires. Maybe save them a little bit more than I did if you're stuck behind other cars. But yeah, definitely a somewhat interesting one. Really wish that they would. I was about to say script moment for these, where like you say start 5 laps before the safety car. Can use a little bit of recognition to your advantage. But yeah, basically the best choice there was to pit because the AI pits, and if you're on worse set of tires than the AI, they have an advantage, and we don't like that. But yeah, that was it for this Las Vegas moment. Hope you've enjoyed. Sorry for nothing longer today. Been a very long day at work, and honestly, I'm a little bit too tired to sit down and edit the next part. Tomorrow, there'll hopefully be some Football Manager instead of the usual F1 Manager content, and we'll see what happens this weekend. I've been working on basically a newcomer's guide to F1, which I'm probably going to be releasing on one of the days, and I'm a little bit unsure what I want to do for the other one. Probably something more of something that I have been doing. Maybe try another lower rated team. See how quickly, see if we can dominate the first season. But I want to try and start doing a little bit of not really guides per se, but a little bit differing stuff for the weekend, so everything doesn't get so stale. It seems to have been pretty pretty popular, I guess is the best description for the last times I've tried to do something different, so we'll see what we do this weekend. But for now, thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.